I don't say this to denigrate anyone else, but Juliet Cook's my favorite of all time. So Juliet Cook doesn't fit inside an easy bake oven and rarely cooks. She would rather read and write poetry. She is the founder and maintainer of Blood Pudding Press, a micro press in Northeast Ohio. She is the queen of the Goths who, after eating a pomegranate in 2008, was bound to Hades and comes out every year at around Halloween to bring all of the cool, gothy darkness with her back into the poetry world. I am so excited to welcome Juliet Cook.
So I've had to pee for quite a while too, but I didn't want to miss anyone, so hopefully I don't wet my pants or something here. Also too, I appreciate being able to participate in this reading. I've enjoyed all the other readers so far, and I have books if anyone wants any, and other than that, I'm just going to read my poems. Woo! This one's in my book, Revolting. It's called Flushing Me Down the Toilet. The mold specialist sneaks inside my home and inspects my toilets. She wants me to mold myself into her tiny bed or underneath her. In her mind, there's not enough space unless everything gets stored inside one box and shoved inside one closet. She wants to replace my poetry with baby diapers to cover up most of the shit that spews out of my dirty words. The stuff that is not associated with food preparation shouldn't be on my counter. Meat should not be rare. Words should not be bloody. Everything should be well done or hidden away. The stuff that might interfere with a vacuum cleaner shouldn't be on my floor. I shouldn't be on my own floor either, unless I'm about to have a seizure, in which case I should quickly crawl under the bed to hide my ugly jerks and moans and drools. Nobody else should be in my bed unless she approves of their fingers or cuts them off, or can speak for them after scraping the dust and debris out of their unclean mouths. I can't drive, so nobody else's car should be in my garage. Expired. Oh, this one I wrote because I was solicited to write some poetry for like a bird anthology, and I don't usually have too many birds in my poems, and I have a hard time putting them in there.
Birds are nice.
They are, but I just don't have that many in my poems. So this one's called Expired. A giant pelican mouth dives towards me as if I am a small fish to be swallowed. Then it gags and spits me out like I'm not even worth consuming. I am stuck in a cruel lullaby of curdled milk, trying to gurgle its way into another space in which I do not belong. My brain is a difficult to digest abyss, trapped inside a skeleton mouth, broken wings inadvertently posing for the next predator. I can't fly away, I can't swim. The best I can do is dive into myself. Fragmentation. The robots break dance to commemorate human extinction, supplant human language with AI-generated words. New history of new birthing process. Hearse parked outside Adult Mart. Robots making out with loitering dead human corpse heads until they break down into past severed ties. I can't read your robot mind and you replaced mine. Bug-bot tools for eyes. insects crawling out of my mouth, words no longer my own. I try to be real, but why? So many people don't seem to care what's really real or not. So many people don't seem to care how others really feel or why. My mind is my own warped confessional booth, filled with past secrets and self-doubt and lack of disclosing everything. Pretending I don't care what others think about me. I don't pray. I don't always believe in myself or much of anything else, or anyone else's sincerity. I think this current world is brimming with lies, half-truths, false prophets, propaganda, other forms of fakery. I try less often than I used to. What is the point when so many seem to be hooked into scrolling around on AI-generated screens that are spying on us while attempting to inform us of what's important, fake news? Maybe I'm paranoid, or maybe I'm exaggerating before I start to dumb myself down too. Maybe we're all taking part in a long strand of sticky orange circus peanuts, artificially flavored until we expire. Deteriorating words. Old paint peeling from the ceiling and landing on the floor. An outdated song you don't like keeps playing inside your head on repeat, whether you're awake or asleep, or at least trying to fall asleep in bed, or hiding underneath the bed, and why in the hell is your head stuck somewhere you don't want it to be? It feels like you're spinning the bottle until it breaks, then gagging bloody shards of glass out of your own mouth. Then the parasitic afterbirth will crawl back inside you for a feast to remove the rest of you. Now you're in the passenger seat, all the billboards drenched with blood and bad dream scenes from your past. You can't see the driver, but he's in control of the vehicle. He tells you to rip apart all your pieces of paper, throw them out the window. All you can see is tiny bits of separated letters flying backwards, flying away, landing on roadkill. An abandoned kitten being devoured and spit out, and you can't save it. You don't even know where you, and you can't save it. Your sense of direction is a mess. You'll never retrieve yourself. You don't even know where you are anymore or how you got here. Your words are gone, stuck inside another abandoned mixtape. All right, I have two more. This one came from a little quote off of a poet friend of mine on Facebook, Jonathan S. Baker, and his quote was, "She was a stroke victim that all she could say was, 'there,' like she was trying to console you." And the poem is called Word Paralysis. But what if she was trying to console her own brain? Transfer her damaged parts out of the ether or any place other than stuck inside her head? What if she was trying to promote herself to herself, praying that another word would emerge one day, instead of just there? She wanted to remember her name. She could feel it inside her head, but it wouldn't come out. She could see its general length, but didn't know how to say it. Her syntax was running backwards. The speech therapist yelled at her for getting upset that she couldn't express herself the way she used to. She was supposed to feel lucky. She was still alive, and not just a puddle of drool dripping down an unnameable face, not entirely paralyzed. She wants to let others know how she feels, but she can't get the words out. She wants to ask if it will be temporary or permanent, but before she comes anywhere close to revealing her words, everyone else has left. Her session has ended, and she still can't explain where she is. She can't recall the word of the room she's in, an emaciated kitchen, a tiny shutter, a stuttering shutter, an intersection with you. Who are you? Where is she? On a sectional couch in her least favorite color, which she can't remember the word for either. A moldy purple bathroom, a lonely gray bedroom, broken closet door which stays locked shut from the inside. Is she still there? There? Will she be trapped there forever? A nebulous cumulonimbus cloud stuck in her head, space slightly askew, like some sort of unnamed internal war zone. Imposter of herself within herself. Okay, this last one, thanks for listening to me. This is called Intrusive Obsession. Hiding in the background, then quietly limping to the side of my peripheral vision, then suddenly racing towards me. Screaming internally, then constricting my throat with heaves and gasps and compulsions, every membrane screaming, obsessive images about how men, like cream pie dripping down younger women's thighs, and I'm a boring middle-aged woman his age. Saggy breasts and a heart instead of just a vagina that is going to explode like a Ouija board strobe light inside my brain. This obsession won't stop until my head splatters on the wall.